Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? Happy Saturday, happy Saturday. Um, how's everyone doing today? Usually I don't live this late. It's only almost 6 o'clock. But today I had the truly beautiful experience of doing a workshop with my colleague Kendall Williams, and then some really truly beautiful souls. And we dove deep into not just our sex, but our life in general. And it was just pretty magical to see people kind of leaning in. And that really is where this talk came from. You guys are too high. Hold on. I'm still playing with because YouTube now has this new rule against about all these stipulations about living from your cell phone. So I have to get you guys like perfectly in the right position on my computer, which I don't necessarily love, but the show must go on. Anyway, but the workshop today was really about kind of leaning in and learning about how, and not just learning, but experiencing where our sex meets our life and our life meets our sex, and how they so incredibly mirror each other, and how where we've been is not where we are and is also not where we're going. And at the beginning of the workshop, I really challenged everybody to lean into where their edge was, lean into the discomfort, kind of lean in there. And I don't want to talk too much about the workshop, because the work that happened at the workshop is obviously needs to stay at the workshop. But it was interesting to see people, and I see this in not just today, and all these beautiful souls really trying to reveal themselves, but I see this in my clients on a daily basis. I see this with myself. I see this with friends. I see this with family members. You kind of get up to that place where it's a little scary. Yep, it's a little scary. And you have the choice to kind of keep moving forward or to back away. And we kind of talked about this a little bit yesterday with the kind of fuck your dreams like you fuck your partner. That was yesterday's talk. But this is a little bit different. It's that standing there out on the edge. You're out on the edge. It's almost like being on the edge of like a railing on like a really tall building, and like you see the drop. You see it, but it's got like you can feel the energy too. You can feel that energy kind of being built, and it's beautiful and it's exciting. The problem being that a lot of us won't step up onto that edge. And today, and then again with clients, and even sometimes myself with my own dreams, you're like standing at that edge and you're like, I'm not sure I can do this. And you're trying to decide, like, is this too much? Is this too vulnerable? Is this going to wreck me? And that's when our egos really, really start kind of talking to us about how we should be afraid, and all the things that could go wrong, and how that person doesn't deserve to know that about us. And our egos really start to kind of get wrapped in there. But we get up there and we know that we want to do it. And I saw this today. So many people I saw some people stepping onto their edge, and then I saw some people really getting up to that edge and kind of backing down. And that's okay. We all do that. We all kind of get to that edge sometimes, and it's too scary. And the key here is to really lean into soul, and go, okay, well, do I want to be on that edge? Is there a reason to step into that edge? Am I holding myself back? I think that is my main message for today, and kind of just observation. And this one is really just like an observation of self, an observation of just like the world. I don't think that this isn't like necessarily like one specific scenario I saw today or in my clients, but it really is like looking and going, okay, well, we all step up to that edge, and sometimes, unless we really choose to like step out there, really kind of get into that nervous place, we're not going to grow. We don't really ever end up tackling what we need to tackle. And sometimes, and we look at fear, I want to say, like, we look at fear, and fear we always view as like, oh, fear is a negative thing. And I can tell you, today we did, like, the workshop we did was not outside of my comfort zone in the terms of I've never done it. I've actually done this work a ton of times, but it was the first time kind of doing this type of work with this type of group. And so I was on the edge. I was definitely on the edge throughout the entire workshop. Not the whole workshop. I kind of settled in, but kind of like that edge of like, are we really going to do this? Are we really going to ask this of people? And we did, and it was beautiful. But that's an edge, and I could have gone, let's just do more talking. We don't have to ask them to do that, and kind of back away. Or we can meet. We can go, no, we're going to step in here. No, I'm not going to listen to my fear. But then there are those times where it's like, no, this is not a safe thing to be doing. And I hear this all the time. It's like, okay, Addison, well, where do I push? Where do I step into my edge? Where is it me listening to my ego? And where is it me listening to safety? Sometimes there are things that aren't dangerous, aren't smart, aren't whatever. And it is tuning into self and going, what is the reason I'm trying to hold back here? Is it truly emotionally unsafe? Or are you trying to make that shit up in your head? Is being potentially maybe even over vulnerable, is that going to kill you? No, it probably won't. It probably won't kill you. It probably it'll scare the crap out of you. It might even stir some shit in your life, but it's not going to kill you. And that's the thing. We are wired as humans to have this kind of fight or flight like sensation within us, and our fear is to us when, fear kind of goes back to that like reptilian piece of the brain that's telling us like, we're about to get eaten by a dinosaur. You need to run. You need to run. You need to, and I know that actually doesn't go together because humans and dinosaurs weren't anyway. But it's like you're in danger. Well, now that we don't have as many danger situations, we still have this piece of our brain that's like, you're in danger, you're in danger. Well, are we really in danger by being kind of like emotionally vulnerable? No, we're not. We're not. Our ego tells us we are. Our ego tells us not to do things because it's unsafe. We should be scared. Our whole worlds are going to blow up and fall apart. When in truth, that's not the case. Even today, after the workshop, for food, for some yummy food, and we were talking about something, and somebody was like, well, Addison, you should go and do this. And I went, I'm not doing that. Like, and all my fear rose. All my fear came up. And I went on the drive home, I went, okay, like, what was that fear about? Where is that? And it is important to listen, like not listen to the fear, but like acknowledge and go, okay, like I see that, but not focus in on it. The second we focus in on it, we end up sending too much energy to it. But going like, okay, what is this over here? Like, where can I push myself? Where can I step up? Where can I really expand? And I've been seeing a lot of people, particularly in 2019. I don't know what the deal is this year, but I think 2018 kicked our asses. I really do. I think 2018 really kicked a lot of people's butts. And then the first half of this year, people have been very, very cautious to lean in and to get vulnerable. And I've noticed, like, it is a pattern I'm noticing. There's a lot of like hold back walls that were created in 2018 that people aren't willing to let down. And when we don't let our own walls down, when we keep all these rigidness, when we're not really willing to go there with ourselves and even with others in our lives, we end up truly missing out on so much of our life. so many beautiful blessings, beautiful learnings. And I see people kind of like, they get right there, but they're not willing to kind of take that final little step into letting themselves be seen. And so we end up holding. And when I say letting ourselves be seen, I mean, this could be in so many different areas. I hear people tell me all the time, like, no, I let myself be seen all the time. I'm out there. I'm authentic. I'm honest. I'm bullshit, 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 bullshit. I am. I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit because it is a rare person that is truly tuning into their bodies, truly kind of pushing past their fear every single day, stepping up, seeing themselves and allowing others to see them, and doing kind of that, sometimes being in a love state, which sometimes doesn't come across very loving. Sometimes that comes across very harsh. Like today I had to there's a couple times I was like, ooh, that didn't feel super, that didn't feel all mushy gushy lovey dovey. Like I'd like to be, I am, but like on a general note, like I do love to be like, I would love to sit with people and like be all loving and you know, cozy and love, light, and blessings. But today there was a little bit of like, no, I'm not going to let you off the hook here. No, I'm going to hold you accountable. No, you're going to stand in your own fire and feel yourself, really feel yourself. And at the end of the day, that is what it all comes back to. Feeling self, and we are not willing to feel self. And then the second we start to feel ourselves a little bit, we run. And so it is kind of staying there, really leaning in, really choosing to stick with it, stay in that zone of kind of like, my friend Kendall uses like the racetrack analogy. And so I don't want to steal our analogy, but I'm about to steal our analogy of kind of being on this racetrack and like that raggedy edge of like, you're shaking. You're not falling off and crashing. You're not going that far, because that's true danger. That's going too fast, too far. That's throwing yourself too far out there, which actually isn't vulnerability. That's not true vulnerability, but it is being on that like raggedy edge where like you're shaking, you're nervous, but you're listening to your soul, you're listening to your spirit, going like, no, I know this is good for me. I know that I can hold here. I know I can expand here. And that's the thing. If we never practice expanding out just a little bit, and then just a little bit more, then just a little bit more, then we never expand. We never expand. And you can do this all you want, because we do lots of this. We verbalize, we talk, but a lot of times our words are meaningless. Our words don't hold any backing. It's not coming from our soul. We're not really tuned in with our words. We're thinking from up here. It's not our minds truly connected with our souls and our centers and our cores and our bodies. It's like, no, this is what I think I should be saying. Let me barf out all the belief systems and craziness that runs around up in here. Let me tell you all of that, instead of getting really truly embodied with self and going, okay, well, here's what I'm really feeling. Here's the true sensations. Here's what's really going on. And then going like, okay, like my head just said this, but my body's calling bullshit on it. My body's saying no. My body's saying that's not true. And tuning into life that way, and then tuning into the energy around us. Because I can't tell you how many times people will also verbalize stuff, yet they're doing the exact opposite of what they're verbalizing. They're really doing the exact opposite of what they're verbalizing. I hear, like, for one example, I'll hear people going, like, I'm really trying to tune into my energy. And yet they're doing this, they're talking, and it's all from a headspace. They're not truly stopping and breathing and tuning in and going, okay, like, what am I feeling? Where is this fear coming from? Where is this vulnerability coming from? Where is this excitement and this turn on? Because I can almost tell you that as scary as our vulnerability, as scary as all the negativity in our lives that has happened or is happening can be, because we all have shit in our past. We all have stuff going on now that it's like, okay, well, like, I don't really love that. I'm working on transforming that. We love to talk about our negatives and we think, oh, I was just vulnerable. Well, I can tell you that one of the things that is most vulnerable is actually to lean into our play, to lean into our joy, to lean into our gratitude. That can be incredibly more vulnerable than any sharing of traumas or horror stories or all the tough things that you went through. Not saying that there's not vulnerability in that, but really leaning into the play, really leaning into the joy, really kind of stepping into that can be so powerful, but not just powerful, but scary as hell. Scary as hell, because we're worried, our egos are worried that we're going to be judged, and we can make all these different kind of scenarios up in our heads. And even today I saw that, like, really people kind of leaning in, like trying to lean into the edge of play, and I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of doing this. And I know what that's like. I know what that's like. I sometimes will struggle to lean into play and joy, and like that can be vulnerable, especially in certain scenarios, certain situations, where we're supposed to be looking adult or professional or whatever kind of BS label you want to throw on it. But look at where you are leaning away from your edge, whatever that edge is, whatever that kind of zone. And that's like the best way I can describe it, is that like zone, because it's that feeling of like, I've got all, like, I'm excited, but I have all this fear coming up. And that's exactly how I went into today, of like, I don't know how this is going to go with this particular group, because I've done this work tons and tons of times, but I've never done it. I had never done it with this particular kind of a group. I did it back when I was like, when I was in grad school. I did it when I was not as a therapist, but in those years when I was working as a therapist. You know, I played with this kind of experiential work, but as a coach, I've never really truly done it with this kind of a group before. So I was feeling like excited because I was so passionate about bringing this work to people. However, there was this like nervousness. Beautiful. And we can look at our nervousness and our fear as like a gift and go, oh, wow, that just means I'm really turned on here. That means that I'm really pushing into my edge. Like, what a freaking blessing. How amazing is that? Or we can see it as a negative and, oh my goodness, I'm so scared of that. I have to avoid that. And I'm feeling butterflies and I don't like that feeling. I'm going to shut that sensation down. I'm going to go into my head. I'm not going to connect with my body. And this is kind of what we do. So my message for you all today is to truly think of just like, because I think we all have different edges, and many of us can have even more than one going at a time, but I want you to pick one edge and tune in there. Just choose to tune in there and choose to tune in and lean in there, and find that next step that is right with your soul to kind of create those butterflies, create that perceived fear, but yet excitement, and start to kind of eke into that. That is where your growth is. That is where the beauty is, because once you move into that, it's going to feel orgasmic. It's going to feel so incredibly beautiful, because you're going to be like, this is exciting. This is beautiful. Look at how far I've come. That is how you have your growth. That is how you have your expansion. So that is my challenge for you all today, is to lean into that area and lean into it with play and enthusiasm and joy as well, because those are sometimes the hardest things to truly lean into, truly step into, truly push against as adults. Once we get past our, I would even say, even sometimes in our teens, but definitely once we hit that adult mark, I see it almost as like a societal norm to really struggle with play and struggle with being silly and excited and grateful and kind of like bragging even. So leading into all of those. But I would love to hear what you guys have to say. What areas are you leaning into? I would please leave a comment, share with me, and then also hashtag replay if you're watching this in the replay and not watching it live. But tell me, what are some of the areas you're truly leaning into right now? You're truly working on, you're truly kind of embodying and excited about. I love to hear y'all's comments and your thoughts. So on that note, I am gonna let you guys go because it is Saturday night. So we're gonna go do some fun stuff and let you guys go and take care of your lives. I'll be back tomorrow for Addison Inspired since it's Sunday. So check me out then. I have some exciting stuff coming out in the next few days, but nothing to announce right this moment, other than I have Free Spirit Talks with Kendall on Facebook Live. Yes, we will be on Facebook since she still has Facebook access, even though I don't. I've been kicked off. So go check us out on Free Spirit Talks on Facebook. And it's just at Free Spirit Talks. If you just plug that in, you can find us. That is going to be at 12 o'clock on Monday. So come join the play, the silliness, the passion, the excitement. So I look forward to seeing you guys then. If you are wanting to lean into your edge and needing a little bit of guidance, needing somebody to kind of walk that journey with you, check out my VIP one-on-one coaching that can be done in person, via Skype, on the phone. We can be super flexible with it. I only have a couple spots left for my spring group of people and clients that I work with. So you can fill out that application at addisonbell.net under the Work with Addison tab. Other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And as always, I'm sending you guys tons of love, light, and lots of blessings. Bye, everybody.